In this part of the tutorial, we are going to learn how to recognize objects and use them as triggers for our functions in augmented reality. Alright, okay. Now we want to use the object detection for triggering an action or any function we want for our augmented reality application. So, it is our object detection scene, which has a quad for the screen and the main simple camera and the canvas for menu we already have, but we don't need it, so we can remove this part or hide. Okay, and we must know this quad has three specific and special components. It's called TensorFlow Inception Web Camera and webcam texture to matte. It's for turning on your webcam or the device camera and put the screen as a material of this screen. In here you can decide what will be the resolution of your screen, so it's better to be as a default for now. And in here you have the FPS monitor. It's optional, you can use it or you can hide it, so it's not important too much. And why I want to disable this component. The most important part for object detection is this one, TensorFlow Inception Webcam. Okay, let's figure out what is the main concept of the object detection. For example, if I open it and play the scene, okay. Oh, sorry, I need to check on the FPS monitor. Okay, as you can see, this part of our screen will detecting by the system. For example, if I put my cube front of the camera, but put it in here, it cannot detect. Here, it cannot detect. But here, it can detect. Here, it's not just this part, but the main part is here, so it's good to know. Look at this, Lucio, perfect. So I want to add a simple cube or in any types of sign for ourselves and also for other users, which can hint us this is the main place of the object detection by our TensorFlow Inception webcam. So a cube, for example, or a quad, and I call it a sign, for example, and I remove the mesh collider. Okay, no, it is equal to the size of it, so I want to decrease the size. Okay, and I want to add create a new material and sign. Okay, and change the background, change the color. For example, this guy is fine. Okay, and something like this. Okay, now I want to put it here and increase the size X and Y, something like this. But because we want to see the background of this one and it can be a little bit transparent, so I need to change the material from upgauge to transparent and decrease the alpha. Now we can understand it better. Okay, let's test. Okay. Oh, sorry. Once again, I need this one. When my object is inside of this box, it can detect. Out of it, doesn't detect. Okay, it's fine. Now I want to monitor what is the object detected by the system. So when I can monitor this one in runtime, I can make a decision what will happen when we detect a specific object from our camera. Okay, now I want to click right on this one, right click and edit a script. It is our TensorFlow Inception webcam texture example. Okay, I want to create a simple UI element, public text, final, oh, sorry, final result. Okay, because I don't want to always use the FPS monitor because it's use our performance for demonstrating the FPS and it is not necessary for us. Okay, so in the line of 252, this one, as far as you could to see the example, when we could to detect an object, we could to see the best match class plus a name of that object. So look at this, best match class sunglasses. Okay, so we need this word because it is dynamic. The best match class is static word, so we need to monitor this guy. Perfect. So I will say out of the FPS monitor because we don't need to use FPS monitor. So I will say final result dot text equal our new string. For example, this is plus. Now we can copy this part. This is exactly the dynamic part of our object detection system. It is the final result of our object detection, so we can monitor it. So come back to the editor and check off the FPS monitor. We don't need it, but in here I want to create a new UI element, legacy text, for example, and I put it here. Okay, and increase the size and change the color to white. Final result. Perfect. Now add the final result to this one. Let's test. Bravo. This is Lucian. That's it. So we have the name of detected object, so we can monitor it. How we can monitor? We can add a if before or after this way. For example, I want to say public string target names, for example. Okay, and in here we can check it out if our target names dot contains this guy. So we will have a target. For example, we found it. Okay, let me explain what is the main issue in here. For example, I want to look at the Lucian. When I detect a Lucian, do something. For example, I will write Lucian in here, and also maybe in my detection process, I will need to detect, for example, I don't know, sunglass or something. Sun. Okay, for better understanding. So when the object detected name is Lucian or sun, we will find our target. Okay, let's see. And as the sunglasses, and I put the Lucian, we found it. Bravo. It works well. Now we can add any function we want in this part instead of we found it. For example, I will add using Unity engine.events. Okay, and in here I will call public Unity event and order. Okay, so the order will be our calling system for any function we want. For example, I will call invoke my order here. Oh, maybe I have a problem with, oh yeah, it's with capital O. Oh, I need to add a time, for example, after 1 second, something. Oh, there is a problem. Unity invoke, no. Oh, really, sorry. I need to call order dot invoke. Okay, it's just fine. So when we detect our specific object, we will write we found it, and then we will call any function and any task we want. Let's see what will happen in here. That's it. We have a list of functions. For example, Let me add a box for better understanding front of the camera. Create a cube and oh, where's my cube? Okay. Oh, maybe. It is very small. Right. For this case, we cannot see. Or maybe I need to change my camera system because it's, as you can see, it is orthographic. It can be perspective as well. But yeah, anyway, I can see the cube and it is fine. Okay, it is my cube and 50, 50. Oh no, sorry. Okay, it's fine. I will call it object test object. Okay, and I will create an object script. I don't know. Object detection test, right? And I will add this script to this one. And for example, we'll create a public void in here, public void I don't know, change transform. Okay, and in here transform dot rotation, no, dot local angles, new vector 3, for example 0, 27, 34. Okay, now let's see. For example, this is our object and this is our function. You can define any function you want. So it is just an example. And in the code in here, I will drop this test object in here and call the object test detection test and change the transform. Okay, so the scenario is when I can detect the Lucian object, so the cube rotation will change. It works. Bravo. I got this. 0, 0. It works well. Bravo. Okay, we can define another function for here as well. So I will call it order, or also I don't know, non-order. When our object is not detected, our target object. So I will say if the target contains this name not, right? When we can detect the target object, call this function, and when we cannot detect the target object, call this function. And I will need a new void in here, for example, reset transform to 0, 0. Okay. And in here, I will say could and non-order, for example. You can define any functions you want for orders and non-orders. Several functions. So you're not limited by count of object and functions. And test object for non-order and call the reset transfer. Okay. Now let's test again. Look at this. It's Lucian and it's reset. Lucian and reset. Bravo. Okay, this is the simple example of how we can use object detection of the OpenCV and use it as a trigger for call any function we want. You can expand it for any examples, any functions, any tasks, and whatever you want. Okay, let's go to the next step.